Begging you, please, delete this stuff. This is my reputation.
Begging you, please delete this stuff. This is my reputation, bro. That one line flipped the internet upside down. The whole situation between Lil Meech and Big Meech just exploded online, and it's way messier than anyone thought. Their family name is getting dragged through the mud right now, and the receipts popping up. Straight up wild. People been whispering for months about how they really living, but now the puzzle pieces finally snap together. And the picture ain't pretty. Those leaked conversations? That's where it all started. In them, Lil Meech is literally out here pleading, begging you, please delete this stuff. This is my reputation, bro. Like he knew this was about to blow up. I apologize for saying what I said to you. Please, man. Then you hear, but you called, you said it was Cap though. And he goes, what was Cap, Demetrius? That moment right there says everything. That's not the voice of somebody moving like a boss or standing untouchable. That's the voice of a man cornered, running out of options fast. You can hear the desperation dripping off every word. His tone gives it all away. Shaky, tired, like every excuse already ran dry. And it only spirals from there. He keeps looping back, tripping over his own words, trying so hard to sound believable. But then comes the fatal slip-up. He straight up admits he lied, just to get Celina Powell to delete a post. That's pure humiliation on blast. Once the internet catches a lie like that, there's no coming back. Screenshots live forever, and those memes, they'll chase you way longer than your reputation ever will. But this is where things really start spinning out of control. For years, Big Meech's name was legendary, untouchable.
You, please, delete this stuff. This is my reputation, bro. I apologize for saying what I said to you. Please, man.
But you said it was Cap though. What was Cap, Demetrius?
Celina, I said that to get the post deleted, Celina.
Okay. You're right. But now you want to make me look like a liar in front of the internet. It's crazy, Demetrius.
That's not how I tried to make you seem. I apologize for that.
The streets told stories of the BMF kingpin sitting on millions, cash stashed in ceilings, walls hiding more than bricks, and offshore accounts packed like treasure chests. The myth said that when he finally walked free last October, he'd be stepping right back into a mountain of money. But according to Celina Powell, that whole fantasy was nothing but smoke and mirrors. She's saying the truth behind the curtain hits different, that the so-called empire of secret millions might not even be real at all. Celina Powell, the same woman who's built an entire career off exposing rappers and celebs, just jumped into the chaos. And she's saying it's way uglier than anyone ever guessed. According to her, Lil Meech isn't just struggling. She claims he's broke. And even Big Meech himself is in the same boat, living off favors instead of fortune. That's a wild claim. Celina says she spent time around Lil Meech and quickly spotted the cracks in that big baller image he loves to show off. She claims he was deep in the pills, acting reckless, and slipping bad. But it doesn't stop there. She even says she watched it happen with her own eyes. His Lamborghini Urus and Ferrari getting snatched right from under him. Not over beef, not haters, just because he couldn't keep up with those insane payments and sky-high insurance. Now pause and really think about that. Exotic cars come with insurance bills so wild they can hit anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000 every 6 months. That's basically another full car note, except you don't even own the ride outright. If your money ain't coming in steady, those bills will crush you quick. That's the kind of flashy lifestyle that shines on Instagram, but silently sinks you behind the scenes. But Celina didn't stop at just the repo drama. Oh no, she turned the heat up even more. She dropped another bomb, claiming that both Lil Meech and Big Meech are holed up in one of Floyd Mayweather's Miami mansions. Not owning it, not renting it, just staying there like it's borrowed space or some fancy extended Airbnb setup. And when you step back and line up all the details, her story starts sounding a whole lot more believable. Remember when 50 Cent was the first to cut ties? He straight up canceled the BMF TV show and pulled the plug on that massive welcome home concert for Big Meech. Both gone in a flash. Those two moves wiped out their main money flow overnight, and once that bond with 50 was broken, Their financial foundations started crumbling fast. What used to look like an unstoppable empire now feels like pure illusion. The cracks are wide open for the whole world to see. It's rough watching this fall apart, especially for the old heads who remember Big Meech's golden era like it was yesterday. Back then, he wasn't just getting money, he was money. He defined what it meant to live larger than life. He didn't just flex, he set the standard. He wrote the playbook on how to flex and turned it into a whole lifestyle that rappers still try to copy today. Picture it. Maybachs and Lambos lined up like toy cars, private jets waiting on standby, diamond watches flooding both wrists, and designer fits flowing like water. Clubs would literally shut their doors just to let BMF roll in, and once they hit the scene, cash fell so heavy it looked like autumn leaves hitting the floor. Big Meech built a culture of flexing loud, showing power not by what you saved, but by how much you could blow in one night. But now, decades later, every single dollar that hit those club floors is probably one he wishes was still sitting safe in a vault. That's the harsh truth. The same game that feeds, you can turn around and starve you when the bills finally come due.
First time I met 50, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me, 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone. He like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. And at first, it sounded crazy, but of course, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing. So of course I wanted to do it, I just didn't know if I could do it.
The draft from Randy because it was important to show the origin story, to see the innocence and how they chose to get involved, and then it grew.
Flexing reckless always comes with a price, and sooner or later, somebody's gotta pay up. The sting hits even harder watching Lil Meech crumble under that giant shadow. Like, how do you come from one of the most legendary street empires ever and still end up getting exposed by someone like Celina Powell? Let's be honest, that's a wild fall from grace. She's not the kind of woman men brag about. Celina's got a rep as the modern-day superhead, jumping from one celeb to another, using those connections to climb higher, then airing out private business the second the money stops flowing. That's her pattern, and the streets know it well. Any father with real game would tell his son straight up, stay far away from women like that. No hesitation. Big Meech, a man who made it through an era of hustling, betrayal, and feds breathing down his neck, definitely knew the game inside out. But Lil Meech, he either didn't listen or thought his name made him untouchable. And that's exactly when the worst mistakes happen. Celina Powell didn't stop at talking about the repossessed whips or that Mayweather mansion situation. She dug even deeper. She came out swinging, flat out accusing Lil Meech of battling a serious pill problem. And that's not just bad for his health. That's a straight hit to his image and credibility. Because once people start believing addiction's got you in a chokehold, every move you make gets judged through that same lens. Out of nowhere, nothing about his image looks solid anymore. But then Celina dropped her wildest bomb yet. She straight up called him a snitch. According to her, it all traces back to a traffic stop where cops found a gun in the car. She claims that instead of standing tall and taking the charge, Lil Meech pointed the finger at his own homie, the same friend who ended up doing time while Meech walked away free. Now, whether her story holds any truth or not, once a rumor like that hits the streets, especially with the Meech name tied to it, that's a stain you can't wash off. A snitch label sticks forever, and in street culture, even the whisper of it can wreck your entire legacy. Now picture this. If the internet had existed back in BMF's prime, things might have gone down way differently. Just imagine the chaos if social media existed back then. Every scandal, every flex, every rumor would have gone viral in seconds. Back in the day, dirt spread through whispers, coded magazine stories, and street talk, slow and quiet. But now, screenshots, voice notes, and videos fly across the internet before anyone even gets a chance to deny them. That's why, in this digital era, reality hits harder than image ever will. When you're really winning, you don't have to beg, fake, or overflex for attention. But when you're broke in real life, while still posting like you're rich online, someone who knows the truth is gonna step up, and they'll come with receipts. And that's exactly what's unfolding right now. Bawling loud for the public but begging quiet behind closed doors, that's a brutal contrast. And when the Meech name gets tied to that kind of story, it hits way harder. The real message hidden in all this is simple: live within your means. If the money's getting tight, there's no shame in dropping the flashy act. Forget the Lambos and Ferraris if you can't afford them. Those toys will drown you quicker than they'll impress strangers online. There's absolutely nothing wrong with rolling in a Honda, Toyota, or any ride that keeps your bills clean and your peace steady. Real stability always shines brighter than fake luxury. And if things get rough, there's no shame in pawning that extra jewelry or selling off what you don't need. Stack your bread in silence, because quiet money, that's the kind that grows loud. Money fades fast. And once you hit the point where you're begging someone to delete posts, blowing up phones, and scrambling to do damage control, it's already too late. The damage is locked in. In today's world, every call can be recorded, every DM screenshotted, and every single slip-up can go viral before you even know it happened. Nothing stays hidden anymore. Once it hits the internet, it's there forever. And on top of all that money drama, Lil Meech has another mountain to climb: getting clean. If the talk about him drowning in pills is true, that explains a lot of the wild choices and messy behavior we've been seeing. It's a harsh spotlight to stand under when your own actions keep feeding the fire. When someone's high, they start moving desperate, trusting the wrong people, saying the wrong things, and making promises they can't ever keep. By the time the high fades and reality kicks back in, it's already too late. The damage is done, the footage is out, the screenshots are saved, and the audio clips are everywhere for the world to see. That's the perfect setup for a career to crash in real time. And that's exactly what we're watching unfold right now. Recordings popping up left and right, wild claims stacking nonstop, and every new drop hitting harder than the last. It's not just dragging Lil Meech down. It's making his father look weak by association. The empire they once built brick by brick now looks like it's crumbling to dust. And let's be real, Big Meech's name doesn't deserve to fall like that. Meech himself isn't the same untouchable legend he was back in the 90s and early 2000s. Back then, BMF wasn't just big, it was mythic. Fleets of exotic cars, private jets on standby, VIP sections locked down tight, and a heavy grip on the music game. Just being linked to BMF could skyrocket an artist like Young Jeezy straight into fame. That's how much power the movement carried. But fast forward to today, and it's a whole different world. That kind of flashy empire can't survive under the all-seeing eye of social media. Cameras are everywhere, eyes are everywhere, and the smallest crack in your image turns into a full-blown scandal. Instead of quiet power built in the shadows, the Meech legacy is taking hit after hit, all online, in front of millions watching every move. In the end, what we're really watching is the collapse of a family that once stood feared, respected, and admired, now getting dragged down by their own mistakes. A father who once showed the streets how to shine is now quiet, barely speaking, only popping up in a few photos, while his son spirals in public for the whole world to judge. It's painful, but it's real. The same fans who once idolized them are now sitting back like it's a Netflix series, watching every downfall unfold in real time. The message couldn't be clearer. Don't build your image on lies. Don't waste your money on luxuries you can't afford, and never hand access to people who profit off exposing your weakness. The internet doesn't forget. The same crowd that hypes you today will flip tomorrow and drag every secret you tried to hide. Once that switch flips, there's no rewind button. If you're locked in with this story, show some love. Hit that like button, drop a comment, share this video, and make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss what's coming next.